The Iranian women's footballers who came to Australia to compete in the AFC Asian Cup have returned home, with one star player making a huge claim about her interactions with local police. Iran's women's football team arrived in Australia under extraordinary pressure after strikes on Iran killed Supreme Leader Khamenei. They stood silent during the national anthem, were labeled wartime traitors, and faced severe consequences. Several players sought asylum, but the situation unraveled after a reported tip-off exposed their location, forcing urgent relocation. Most later returned to Iran amid claims of family threats, leaving 2 players in Australia training with Brisbane Roar. Iran's state media network has released vision of the Asian Cup women's competitors being hailed as heroes back at home, standing on stage and holding flowers. And midfielder Fatima Shaban has appeared on the state network, make the huge claim that the players were being pressured by Australian police to stay. When they checked our passports, each of us went into a room with a police officer, she said, translated from Persian. At first, when they took my hand and led me away, I was a bit scared, but I told myself it's okay. Then we sat down, we went through a few doors, entered a room, and I sat. The security agent called someone on a phone, and I realized they wanted to ask us again. If you go back, it's like this, dangerous, your country is at war, etc. They were asking a bunch of very strange questions, hoping I might say, no, I don't know. I am not sure of returning. They kept asking those same kinds of questions. He then asked me, do you want to call your family? You can contact them right now to decide if you want to stay or not. As soon as he said that, I told the lady, the translator, tell him I don't want to stay. Anyone who wanted to stay has already stayed. I didn't even let him finish reading the rest of his questions. I just said, I want to return to Iran. Right then, I got a bad feeling in my heart. I was a bit scared because I really wanted to go back to Iran. I wanted to go to my family, my homeland. Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke has previously denied any of the players were pressured by Australian police or government officials. Australia's objective here was not to force people to make a particular decision. We're not that sort of nation, he said. The footage sparked mixed reactions online, with some labeling it propaganda and others suggesting the players were coerced. Meanwhile, the 2 Iranian footballers who sought asylum in Australia have begun training with Brisbane Roar without hijabs, smiling as they joined the A-League women's club. Fatima Pasandideh and Atefa Ramazanisade are the only 2 of the 7 asylum seekers to remain in Australia after their teammates reversed course and rejoined the squad. Reports suggest Captain Zahra Janbari returned after threats were allegedly made against her family in Iran, including concerns for her mother. Brisbane Roar said it would support the pair, while the Australian government confirmed they had been moved to a safe location and were receiving assistance. Football officials said they had not received direct complaints from players about returning home, despite widespread fears over possible retaliation.